Hi, I'm Angie. Welcome back to the channel. In a previous video, I showed you how to make this reversible, lovely Tunisian crochet pillow. It looks good on both sides. And we just used 4 basic stitches in order to make this. The reason why it looks so gorgeous is the stitches as well as the color changing yarn that I chose. But you've made the panels. So in today's video, I would like to show you how you close it up to actually get that pillow form. So I'm going to show you how, where is it? Right here. I'm going to show you how to make the stitch along the edge here in the back to seal it off, and using simple single crochet stitch along the edging after you've stuffed it, of course, to create the pillow. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. See you in a minute. Okay, so I have finished this panel, um, and I've used, as I mentioned before, some variegated yarn, so it has the color in it itself, right? I didn't have to change colors for anything. The yarn did all the work for me, and I've done all these stitches here, as you can see. Let me go over the stitches one more time with you. Here we have the Tunisian simple stitch. Let me point it this way, because this is how the stitches are going to look, right? So here are the Tunisian simple stitches, right? Okay, and this is the pearl stitch. Okay, the Tunisian simple pearl stitch. Then we have the Tunisian knit stitch. Okay, that's this one here. And then we have the Tunisian knit pearl stitches. Okay, so you see they're different. The These pearl stitches bump out a little further than these. Okay, and then I started the pattern again. All right, until I got the desired length. So I'm going to show you how I'm going to finish this off. So I've already started because I want to close off this pillow, right? And I want the edges to be all the same here. I went ahead using the color that I chose, and I did a single crochet all along. So I obsessed with orange at this stage of my life, so I chose an orange color, but you can choose any of the colors that are here in the pillow, um, or a completely different color, a completely different accent color, because this is a border, and borders do just that. They kind of like showcase what's in there, like a frame for your artwork. Just think of a border as a frame for your artwork. So I've gone ahead and I've started, and I'm just going to go and finish this row. I'm going to show you right quick how to do that before I join the panel pieces together. Again, and I've said this, I don't know how many times, I'm double stranding. But I don't think I'm going to do that on my next pillow, because Tunisian crochet is a nice thick fabric, so it's not really necessary to double strand it, okay, unless you really want to. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to single crochet all the way around, and Tunisian crochet already has a really lovely edge to it. But again, I wanted to try something different, so I'm going to go ahead and do my single crochet. So I'm in a corner here, and corner stitches are a little bit different. You can't just make one stitch because then the fabric will pucker. So usually you'll make an odd number of stitches in the corner, and the traditional number is about 3, but sometimes you might need 5. It really depends, I guess, on the stitch that you're using and the size of the fabric. But usually 3 is a good number to use when you're in a corner. So I've already done one single crochet, and I'm going to go ahead and do another single crochet. So I'm going to insert my hook into the same stitch that I just finished right here, and I'm going to do a single crochet, which is a yarn over and pull it through, and a yarn over and pull it through both. And that's 2, and I'm going to do one more. Okay, insert, yarn over and pull it through. Okay, and so now I have 3, and you see how it made this really nice turn here, right here. You see that? Okay, so that's what you want. Let me go ahead and pull this a little bit closer. Okay, I also want to show you something else. this is the tail, okay, that I have from when I cut off the yellow that I was using. And I'm just going to crochet over it, and I'm going to show you how I do that again. I'm going to insert my hook into the next stitch, right? Because I'm going to single crochet. And when I insert my hook, I'm going to take my tail and I'm going to lay it over the stitch. Okay, so it's just going to be laying over all of the next stitches, but a little bit behind. Okay, so can you see this is the tail? Okay, so this is a good thing to do. I hate weaving in tails, so the lesser number of them I have, the much better it is for me. So I'm going to go ahead and lay it over here. I'm going to yarn over. See how the yarn over goes over my stitch and the tail, okay? And I'm going to yarn over and pull it through. And when I did that, the yarn covered both of them, okay? And I'm holding my tail in the back as well. And I'm going to yarn over and pull it through 2 stitches, okay? I'm going to do that one more time. I'm going to insert my hook into the next stitch and push it through the stitch. Hold on a moment. I think I did too much there. Okay. Okay, see, it's the V, and that's the tail. I'm going to yarn over and pull it through. I have 2 loops on my hook. I'm going to yarn over and pull it through, and I'm going to do that all the way down. I have a little bit more tail that I'm going to yarn over. I'm going to do one more with you. I'm going to insert my hook, yarn over, pull it through, and I'm going to make sure that the tail is in the back. Okay, and look at that, a nice edging and no tail to weave in. When I'm done, I'm just going to snip that little bit off. Okay, this is a great way. Listen, when you're doing those circles and when you're doing any kind of edging, even when you're making those granny squares, as often as possible, go right ahead and crochet over the tails. It's going to save you a lot of work later on. Okay, so one more time, insert the hook under the V, yarn over, pull it through, yarn over and pull it through. Okay, and so that's going to give you a single crochet. I'm going to go ahead and do that all the way around my my pillow, my fabric, because it's not a pillow yet, it's just a piece of fabric. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to meet you. So I'm going to go all the way around. Okay, so you see, I've done this edge here. I've gone ahead, I've done this edge here. I'm going to do one end and I'm going to go all the way around. Okay, and I'm going to meet you once I've completed going all the way around. Okay, so I'm still crocheting down the side, but I wanted to stop for a moment because I wanted to show you something. When we were working our Tunisian crochet stitch, I was very careful to keep this edging nice and neat. That's why I told you it was very important for you to find that last stitch at the end of the row, and also to begin in a specific way, because when you do that you get this lovely edge. It's very easy to crochet into, to knit into, even to sew up. Now I could have just seamed the pillow based on this, but again I just wanted a little extra edging, but you really don't have to make this single crochet stitch all around. You can, if you did this correctly, you can go ahead and just sew it or crochet the panels together just based off of this. But I've just done a single crochet stitch around it because I'm trying to experiment with different kinds of borders. Okay, so I'm going to continue to go all the way around, and I'm going to meet you when I'm done. Okay, alrighty, so I'm coming up to the end of the row. So let me give you another quick tip here. So when you're crocheting your stitches and you're doing a border, if you find that these stitches are a little bit tighter, go ahead and go down a crochet size, a hook size rather. Go down to a smaller one and do the stitch. And when you're making the stitch, see, I'm having a little bit of trouble because this was tighter. I think this was the foundation row that I had done. It's always tighter. Go ahead and go down a stitch. Sorry, go down a hook. And when you make the stitch, I'm struggling. When you make the stitch, just make it a little bit looser. so that the stitch won't be too tight. It'll be comparable to the larger hook size. Okay, I hope that that makes sense. Okay, I'm not using a smaller hook here, but you go ahead and go down a hook size if you need to, and just make the stitch a little looser. Don't tug on it so tight, and that should get the stitch to be the size of the next hook. Again, I hope that that makes sense. Okay, so we're coming up on the end of the row here, and yes, I struggled with this whole row because the foundation row of Tunisian crochet I think is a little bit tight. Okay, and I went all the way around. Okay, so I'm at the corner again. Remember I said that when you're at the corner, so I've done one stitch here. I'm going to go in here and make this my corner. Or should I do this one? Okay, I'll do that one as my corner stitch. So I'm going to go ahead and do 3 stitches in here. Here's 1, here's 2, and here's 3. Remember I said for the corner stitch you want 3? I don't like that. That kind of makes a hole. So I'm just going to pluck that out. This is a great thing about crochet. It's really easy to take stitches out, experiment, and see what you do and do not like. So I'm going to go into this one here. Okay, I'm going into this stitch right here. And I already have 1 stitch there, so I'm just going to do 2 more, and I'm just going to crochet over that larger stitch here. Okay, I think that this looks much better. There's the second one. Yeah, I think that that looks better, but if you know, you do you check it and see how you like it. And I'm going to go into this stitch over here, and I'm going to slip stitch it. My yarn got a little splitty there. Yep, and there you go. I have completed crocheting all the way around, and now I'm going to put the panels together. Okay, now I'm going to get ready to put my long panel and make it into some kind of a square or a rectangle. Now one option is to just crochet it along the top, okay, like that. You can seal all around the edges here and go all the way around, but I want to do something a little different. Okay, I'm going to make this my back. Okay, and I'm going to sew this way. Okay, so that this will be the back end of the pillow, and when you flip it, this will be the front. Okay, but again, you can just do it flat if you want, like just like this. That's fine. But you know, I'm just experimenting. I'm just trying something new. I'm trying new ideas, new techniques. As you can see, I left my cord on, but you can take it off. Well, at least I can take it off because I have the Denise interchangeable hooks and needles as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab some yarn here, and I think I'm going to just use 1 strand. Again, it's going to make it be texturally different. And I'm going to just make a slip knot here. Okay, now one thing, because we have a single crochet going all the way across here, you can just sew it closed. You can whip stitch it, or whatever joining method you want to do, you can go ahead and do that. But I kind of like this little ridgy thing that's going on here. And what I'm going to do is, it doesn't matter. I mean, like how you do it. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually, what I'm going to do, I have some stitch markers here. And all that's going to do is that's just going to help me keep everything from shifting. So remember, this is not going to be an exact thing. So I'm just going to put some stitch markers. It's just going to help me keep everything from shifting around. And my goal, hopefully it will work. I've not done this particular thing. we're doing this together. Okay. Just going to put some stitch. The more stitch markers you place, the less movement you'll get. Yes, the more stitch markers you place, the less shifting there will be in your fabric. Okay, here we go. Put one here just to stop my fabric from shifting, and there you go. Okay, there we go. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start here. This is the outside. The inside looks like this. Okay, the inside mostly looks like pearl bumps. And again, if you like that inside look, go for it. Okay, flip it and do it that way. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to do a single crochet again. And I'm just going to do it in the back stitches. Okay, you can do it through both stitches. You can do it through the front stitch. You can sew it together. However you want to do it. I just want to see what this is going to look like. So I'm going to start here, and I'm going to go through. Let me move my stuff over here. I'm going to go through the back loops of both. Okay, and I'm just going to make a single crochet, and I'm not double stranding it, so it's going to look very different. I'm going to tuck my tail inside so that it won't be visible, and again I'm going to go in the back loop here, yarn over, pull it, and then make a single crochet. Okay, I'll do it again. I'm going to try one more together. I'm going to go in the back loop and the back loop, yarn over, pull it through, and then I'm going to single crochet. I'm going to do it with you until we get to this first stitch marker, because I want to see how it's going to turn out. You can use a thicker yarn, right, than this. Just go up a hook size, or stay, because it'll make the stitch tight. I'm basically doing this for an embellishment, okay, because I want the join to be part of the design. So let me pull this out. Let's take a look at how that's going to look. I'm gonna pull this up here. That's how it's going to look. I rather like it. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and do that all the way down this part here. Okay, and I'm going to meet you. I'm going to meet you somewhere around here. Okay. Okay. So I'm just about done crocheting this. So I want you to take a look and see how it looks so far. This is what it looks like. I did a single crochet in the back loops only. Sorry, I did a single crochet in the back loops only. Okay, that way. Okay, and that's how it looks. You could have used one of the other colors like purple or green, or a completely different color. Red would have looked nice with this. Pink, black, white, any other color, or you could choose a color as I did. So I'm going to go ahead and finish this and with you. Here, pull out that last one here. Okay, you hold the two pieces of fabric. You hold the two pieces of fabric together like so, and just crochet in the back loops only. Okay, you can crochet through just the back loops. Okay, you can crochet through the whole stitch, this both legs, and it will give you a different look. Okay, or you can sew it. I've mentioned that before, and that's going to give you, you can whip stitch it or whatever you choose to do. Listen, I firmly believe that crochet is art, and patterns are just guidelines, right? They're just the basics, starting point of what we can do, and we can use what we want and leave the rest. or use a little bit of this pattern and a little bit of that pattern. And okay, well, Angie did the a single crochet in the back loops. I want to do a half double crochet in the back loops. Let me see what it looks like when I do that, what it looks like. Um, I want to use a blue yarn instead of an orange yarn. Whatever, you know, this is just to get you started. You take it and run with it. Okay, so now I'm coming up to the end here, and then what I'm going to do, this is my final stitch. Whippa. Okay, you could do a treble crochet. You could connect it with a treble crochet if you want to. That would have been fun. I should have tried that. Maybe on my next pillow, I'll try that. And I'm going to go ahead and do 2 stitches in here um, because I want to kind of secure it. Okay, and then I'm going to fasten it off. You can use a thicker yarn to do this. It'll give it a different. I used a thinner yarn. This is a worsted weight yarn. You can use a bulky weight yarn to go ahead and fill that. You can use a ribbon yarn, and that's going to give it a totally different effect. No 2 pillows or projects have to look alike. Everyone can be different. You can use the same stitch over and over and over again, and all you're doing is changing the yarn or changing the hook or the needle. And that's going to make all the difference in the world. So now I have my tube. I have a tube. See, this is just a tube. Again, if you want, you can sew it this way along this edge and this edge. But for some reason, I don't know why, I kind of want to do it like this. Okay. And this is how I want my pillow to look. So this would be one end of it, and this would be the other end of it. Okay. It's up to you how you want to go ahead and do it. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do the same thing along this edge. Okay, so I'm going to single crochet in the back loops only all the way across here. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead. Well, let me see. Okay, you can go ahead and put stitch markers if you like to keep it from shifting. And to give you an idea of when you hit the middle or the quarter mark or whatever you want. Okay, but I don't think I'm going to do that. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. We can get started together with the slip knot. And I'm going to find the point here. Let me see. Okay, this looks good. Okay. Okay, so this looks good. And I'm going to go through the back loops. Okay, so I'm going to go in the back loop of this stitch here. And the back loop of this stitch, which I would imagine this would be the most difficult part, is this very first stitch right here. So if you don't get it perfect, do not fuss about it. Okay, and I'm going to do my single crochet, and I'm gonna meet you when I get to this edge over here. Okay. Okay, so I've gone ahead and I started to stuff the pillow. So I'm going to show you what we've done so far. So far we've done, this is the back seam. Do you remember? Okay, this was the single crochet in the back loops only, and I kind of wanted it in the back, so that's how I folded it. But you could have the seam at the edge, that's okay. I guess I really didn't want to have edges here. Okay, so then I went and I did single crochets in the back loops only of one of the openings. Okay, so I did the same thing here and here. But as I mentioned before, you can do different. You can do double crochet, half double crochet. You can whip stitch it. You can do something different here and something different on the edge. on this edge here. You choose what you want to do. Okay, this is your artwork. The patterns are just meant for guidance and for general ideas, and it's our job as artists to learn the technique and take it to the next level. Choose a different color. Again, I've said that before. You can use, like I'm into gray. Maybe I should have done gray. Well, anyway, black, white, green, chosen another color from here, red, a contrasting color, a complementary color, however you want to do it. I didn't think I was going to like it this much, and I really am enjoying the way this is coming out. So we're going to go ahead and finish. So I've stuffed my pillow, and yes, I have overstuffed it because the last pillow I made got pretty flat pretty quickly. Okay, so this might look like it's too much, but it's not. Make sure when you stuff your pillow, did you get the yarn into the corners, because that's the part that's the most difficult to get. And I know it looks like I've overstuffed my pillow, but you should see my poor pillow that I made. The other pillow that I made is kind of flat. I like this. Okay, very much. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and start working on this, and we're going to do that together. Let me bring this down a little bit here. Sorry about that. I'm just going to put a stitch marker here just so that I can contain the stuffing. Hey, and you can use as little or as much stuffing as you want when you're making your pillow. Okay. I told you I'm overstuffing it because the last time I thought I had enough, and now my pillow's pretty flat. As a matter of fact, I may have to. As a matter of fact, I might have to unseam it and restuff it a little bit. And I'm going to put one here as well. Okay. That. So let me tell you something. I was looking at this pillow as I was stuffing it, and I was thinking this would make a really great bag, right? I like the shape of it and everything, and instead of seaming this up, you can just attach some handles, and you will have a really interesting looking bag. Okay, but that's just another idea. So the same technique that we've done before. I'm going to go in the back loop only here. And I think this beginning part here will probably be the most difficult, finding those first two stitches. It's not such a big deal. And I'm going to single crochet, or attempt to. Here we go. I'm going to try that again. Insert my hook here, yarn over, pull it through, and there we go. Aha, I've got it. I'm going to take that tail and I'm going to try and jam it in there as best I can. And I'm going to look for my next stitch here, back loops only. Back loops, yarn over, and pull it through too. You could do a slip stitch as well. It doesn't have to be a single crochet. You could do a slip stitch. So a slip stitch is yarn over and pull it through that loop as well. But I'm doing single crochet. Okay. You can try whatever stitch you like. And in the description, I'm going to go ahead and put video or a list of videos of some stitches you can try. Single crochet, double crochet, half double crochet, whatever you want to try here, you can go ahead and do it. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to keep working all the way down, and you go ahead and you keep working on yours. Let me know in the comments which stitch you chose. Did you choose a single stitch? Did you choose a slip stitch? Half double, maybe a whip stitch was your choice. Okay. I'm going to keep going. And you know what, guys, if you like this video, want to learn how to make more things, go ahead and push like, subscribe, so that you can get notified whenever new videos come out. And it helps, it helps the YouTube know that you're finding value in my videos. And also go ahead and put in the comments what else you would like to see me make. okay? Because I'm open, you know. And let me know your color choices. Let me know the finishing stitches that you chose. Did you double stranded? Did you do one solid color? Okay, because I really want to hear about that. Okay, so I'm going to keep going. I'm going to meet you at the end of this row. Okay. Okay, so I'm just about to finish up. I've stuffed it. At this point, make sure it has enough stuffing. Remember, I told you I overstuffed this. Make sure that you have it in the edges where it belongs. Um, okay, you can see my edging here. I'm going to go ahead and finish this. It is difficult to hold all of this together because, as I've said before, bring this down a little bit here. There you go. As I've said before, I overstuffed my pillow on purpose because my other pillow could be flattened out. Okay, I'm going to keep going to the ends. Okay, just going to keep going. So, um, so putting a border on here is just another, I don't know, way to add something. You could add tassels to this. Tassels is not my style, but go ahead and experiment with tassels if you like. You can sew this closed. You can use a ribbon. You could put buttons, buttonhole. Um, Maybe I'll do a video about that. Again, don't forget, like and subscribe. And if you have any ideas of what you would like to see me make next, go ahead and put that in the description and I'll see if I can get to it. I can make another pillow, a bag, or maybe you would just like to see more um, borders, more Tunisian crochet. As you can see, I took off the cord. I didn't need it for this part because I'm just doing straight crochet. All right. This is a great way to use two skills together. We have our crochet skills and our Tunisian crochet skills. Um, I really like doing that, combining different things. So we're at the last stitch here. I'm just going to grab this here. Remember, if you're having trouble getting into the stitch, you can go down a hook size and that'll make it easier. Oh, I'm really struggling with this one here. Okay, I'll wrap it around and pull it through. Oh my. Bit of a tangled mess there. There you go. Okay, and then I'm going to sew in this edge when I'm done. And let's take a look at this pillow. Okay, and let me pull my camera up. Get a better look. Okay, this is my pillow. This is very stuffed, but it will flatten down, I promise you. This is the back panel, or it doesn't really matter now because I like the way that looks. This is the other side of it. It looks good in this direction. It looks good in this direction. And here is the edging, okay, that you see. So I don't have edging on these two sides, okay? That's why I chose to do it the way that I did. So if you would like to see how to make another pillow, you can go ahead and click on the link that you see here. And if you would like to make something else, go ahead and click on one of the other videos that you see, okay? So I will see you next time, all right? Te veo. Hope you enjoyed this, all right? Te veo.